President Tinubu of Nigeria, I think you took over the presidency last year in May, so you have had 11 months as president. You took over at a critical time for Nigeria. The economic situation was tough, but you took measures from the beginning to then recalibrate the economy. You cut the subsidies on fossil fuels. You also took aims at dealing with the currency. And of course, it's been a tough year economically for Nigeria, but I guess you're now seeing also some light in the end of the tunnel. And Nigeria being such an important economy, not only in Africa, in the world, how do you see now the prospects, and what are your next steps to really make Nigeria's economy grow further?
Thank you very much. Salam alaikum. And let me, in addition, join in congratulating the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for putting this opportunity together. I know it's not easy. For Nigeria, we are immensely consistent with our belief that the economic collaboration and inclusiveness is necessary to engender stability in the rest of the world. Concerning the question of the subsidy removal, there's no doubt that it was a necessary action for my country not to go bankrupt. One, to reset the economy and the pathway to growth. It is going to be difficult, but the hallmark of leadership is taking difficult decisions at the time it ought to be taken decisively. That was necessary for the country. Yes, there will be blowback. There is expectation that the difficulty in it will be felt by a greater number of the people. But once, I believe it was their interest that is the focus of the government. It is easier to manage and explain the difficulties. Along the line, there is a parallel arrangement to really cushion the effect of the subsidy removal on the vulnerable population of the country. We share the pain across board. We cannot but include those who are very vulnerable. Luckily, we have a very vibrant, youthful population interested in discoveries by themselves and highly ready for technology, good education, committed to growth. We were able to manage that and partition the economic drawback and the fallout of the subsidy removal. Equally, it engendered transparency, accountability, and physical discipline for the country. And that, to me, is more important to focus on what direction we should go. And we pursue that rigorously. The currency management was necessary equally to remove the artificial element of value in our currency. Let our local currency find its level and compete with the rest of the world currency and remove arbitrage, corruption, and opaqueness. That's what we did. At the same time, that's a two-engine problem in a very turbulent situation for the government. But we are able to manage that turbulence because we prepared for inclusivity in governance and rapid communication with the public to really see what is necessary and what you must do. Today's forum is equally valuable for us to share experiences and share the hope of the future. What is missing? And I'm glad the kingdom rely on the window, the word collaboration and inclusiveness. The capital formation that is necessary to drive the economy, like agriculture, food security, innovation, technology advancement, must be an inclusive program of the entire world. No one should be left behind. The fear of lack of capital in Africa, stigmatization. And I'm glad the world is recognizing the need that the type of population growth that Africa experiences, the diversity of its resources, must be married with its economic opportunity. We must collaborate to do that. And that is what we are doing so far.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you also, Mr. President, for underlining so much the importance of inclusiveness, even in a situation where you have to go through necessary structural changes.
All right, President Bola Tinubu there at the World Economic Forum, insisting, as he has always done, that Nigeria believes in collaboration and inclusiveness, to propel economic growth. He also talked about the fact that it was important to remove the fuel subsidy to reset the economy, and as well as remove the artificial elements that had affected our currency. I mean, what better place to sound these notes than the World Economic Forum, which is a gathering of intellectuals, business, and government individuals across the world, talking about robust inclusiveness for sustainability of our people and the planet.
Absolutely. I mean, I think this is a very good outing for the president, and at the risk of sounding patronizing, I think that I will join all the others who applauded him at the end of his submission. I like the fact that his submission, of course, came as it ought to be before that of the president of Rwanda. I mean, Rwanda will be our small, friend, down there, towards, Central Africa. So I think that president spoke very well. I think that he represented very well. If he was looking for a global platform to explain certain policy decisions that he has taken, I think that he found the right one, in Saudi Arabia this morning. And I do not know if any other person, I mean, given that he believes in teamship, I do not know that if any other person would have delivered the message better than he did, especially on fuel subsidy removal, and why, as a leader, that what was important for him is to take a decision, no matter how tough it might be, to take that decision at the right time. And then he also explained the issue of the Naira, two important, policy, developments in Nigeria. And he explains it, that, hey, let's remove arbitrage. We did what we did because we wanted to remove arbitrage and opaque dealings, in the administration, in monetary matters. And let the Naira find its level and compete globally. But of course, other things that he may not necessarily explain to them, because the gentleman who coordinated, who moderated, said that, is there a light at the end of the tunnel? That's the part that the president maybe didn't explain in full. But at least he said that what is important for the people is constant communication to explain it. Definitely. The jury is still out there as to if that has been done very well. But I commend what the president has done. I think that he represented very well. Definitely. And that he deserves the applause.
Absolutely. Just to quickly touch on it, when we talk about the fact that, WEF is focusing this year on global collaboration, on growth and energy for development. Towards the end of his speech, he said a big thing in Africa and even in Nigeria is the fear of lack of capital and stigmatization. And we're slowly coming out of that. I mean, talking about the fact that he didn't want Nigeria to go into bankruptcy, and that was one of the reasons why they removed fuel subsidy. Honestly, I'm very happy with this speech. It makes me feel a bit confident this morning, even though I might have to go queue.
He did signal about he's also feeling the pain and the importance of fiscal discipline for Nigerians, but I also think there's importance of fiscal discipline for the federal government.
Definitely. That's the Jagaban that we know, and he didn't know.
Well, all right.